So, hello guys, let me a moment just to send some links. Here we can fight against two teams, SoundCloud versus Lucek's gang. Give me just a minute. Here and here. And the bet. Moment. Sorry, it doesn't work for some reason. Now it's working. Actually, I hear some kind of fight sounds here. So here's actually I will tell you this story again. This stands for Sokol. He's fighting against w33, and I think he's in a more favored position here, as his barbarians are encircling enemies, so they hit them with some kind of multiply. Here, Mithrellas is actually literally throwing the game, as he is going to fight here in the right angle. On the other hand, these barbarians are killing axe fighters, so this is probably not that bad. Here, okay, so this team for today is Team Grzegorz Bręczyszczykiewicz, as I, agreed with Mikus on that, just for memes. And till the end of the game, I will call this. That stands for Lucek's game. It's Mikus and that's Sokol. But I'll name them as Grzegorz Bręczyszczykiewicz till the end of the game. So yeah. Seems like they will won, but actually his barbarians are under attack. I mean, probably his X-bows could be under attack, but some barbarians saved them, so it's more than okay. 9 barbarians here should decide this game in Grzegorz Bręczyszczykiewicz favor. So actually they gave up already, I mean SoundCloud. Actually, pronouncing Grzegorz Bręczyszczykiewicz is not that difficult as the settlement where he, as he said, came from. That one is literally almost unpronounceable. I'll try anyway. The gamble is oh, guys, this is fourth round. I actually have written my predictions, as this is only the second game of the fourth tour. So my prediction was on SoundCloud here, but actually I told that that was not an easy decision, and actually I will cheer to Grzegorz Bręczyszczykiewicz team. So that's it. We'll see. Oh, actually, yeah. I have these two, so no Petra, no Silver Heaven. I forgot to turn that on. No Silver Heaven once again. There are quite a lot of maps which are still unplayed and remain so. Actually 5. Burning Skies, Nomad, Riverlands, Waveonia, and Silverhaven. And in list of those 5, Silverhaven is really off. Just no games there. On Double Roads we have 2, on Arctic Warfare we have 1, and no on Silverhaven. So minus Riverlands and Leafkin. So what's next? Nothing really special. Burning Skies, by the way, are still in pool, but I think teams will get rid of them in their next move. Probably I will not comment this game solo, as Sedo was going to join me, but he told me that he would be late. So probably a bit later. And Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykiewicz's team is thinking about their next 2 bans. Okay. You know, there might be a contest in mispronouncing this imaginary word Chlisic in different ways. Probably I do the same with Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykiewicz's. Arctic Warfare. Burning Skies are still in pool. So it's either Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykiewicz's are baiting the SoundCloud to ban this map, or both teams are prepared. Maybe not both, but at least SoundCloud is prepared to play this. As the Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykiewicz's won the fight, so they will not play on Burning Skies against their will. While other maps are, well, not that unusual. So no fjords, no Arctic Warfare. Like maps which are probably favored for some kind of unusual strategies, but Yeah, so it's either Ideo or Mirage or Burning Skies. Well, I suppose Burning Skies has never been that close to be picked. Like, finally they came to top 3 maps. And to be honest, I haven't seen any games there, so I just wonder how this will be done, if it will, of course. Correctly say if it is. Nah. The most funny thing here is that Shadow's actual name is Grzegorz. So now we have a full pack here. Okay, no fun for today, it will be Mirage. Okay. It seems like Lucek's again, I mean Grzegorz Brzęczyszczykewicz was bluffing all along. Or maybe they took the bluff of SoundCloud that they are ready to play this map. And they probably, oh cholera, probably not to do that. So let's play something more interesting. Well, actually w33 showed us here his iron plus gold strategies in conditions which were friendly to that strategy. So it's hard to predict what we'll see on that map during this game, as first we need to see the placement and the contains of storehouse. So what locations? Oh, okay, this is kind of unique for now. It's 1, 2, and they actually chose that. I mean, желающих team. So at least no kind of campy passage to locations number 3 and 8 here. But I will have to look more precisely. Here, kind of nice amount of food for such random conditions. But I don't know. That's for Sokol. What can I say about this random? Is it more favorable for some kind of town hall iron strategist or not? And what about those guys? Here we can see the lower amount of food, though the amount of fish is still not bad. But the placement here is really, I think, favorable for some kind of town hall strategy. And the same we see here for w33, and we for sure know that he is capable of doing that. So we'll see what he will choose. Here's Mithrellas, and actually, I've never seen Mithrellas.
Добрый день. Добрый день. Всем привет.
Добрый день. I've never seen Mithrellas playing something aside the default strategies. So it always can be first time, of course, but we'll see. So, and what about the old unlocking order? No such thing here, and actually an open farm here from the beginning, but probably not the best position of storehouse to make a really fast farm anywhere. Nice haircut. Well, actually, I have some issues with that. I had my haircut yesterday. And when I do it, usually, for example, for first 2 days, it always looks like a little bit dumb if I don't do my hair to the one of the sides. So Sado is here. I can call him. He actually did that already. Greetings.
Hello.
Hello. So, probably I need to check the sound on stream. Can you say something? Probably I need to check.
Give me a second.
Something is wrong with your microphone.
Right now?
Yeah, now it's for sure better.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you thinking about those initial conditions of, I mean, resources and placement of storehouse?
Let me check what happens here, because I just started paying attention right now. Yeah, so starting with black player, who I assume is Mickey.
Yeah, he is.
It's quite cool. It's I played this map recently, and I had storehouse somewhere like here, and it was really painful because the stone was very far away. He doesn't have that problem.
Well, yeah, go on.
Sokol has very close stone, but everything else is quite far away. I don't envy him, to be honest.
Well, probably. The same goes for w33 and Mithrellas accordingly.
Exactly.
Probably with only difference that, you know, Mithrellas with such random has quite a lot of free space here for anything. And he's probably gonna use it in the future, while Sokol... Actually, I just agreed with Mikus to call their team for today like желающих, so that's why they actually changed their nicknames.
You know that meme then?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And I suppose it can be even more funny than because your actual name is Grzegorz. So now we have a full combo here.
Exactly. But one thing I'd like to point out is that in both teams, the Worlds location is occupied by theoretically Worlds player, because on paper Miki is better than Sokol and w33 is better than anyone playing this game, including Mithrellas. So it's going to be interesting to see how Sokol and Mithrellas will cope with this really crappy Storehouse placement.
Well, I want to say that it's can be crappy in terms of what strategy are you thinking to play here. For example, for playing some kind of default strategy, I think that's kind of nice random, especially for Mithrellas here. But for playing something like Iron plus Gold, for sure, random placement for Mickey and w33 is by far better. And we've seen something like that by w33 already in this tournament with random, not that close because the initial probably was somewhere here, for example, but for now it's even better, I suppose.
Yeah, I think you might be actually right, because I didn't take into consideration that the placement of the forests is pretty nice for them here. So they can start with basic resources and then just go to the right side and they will be fine. Yeah, you're right.
And if they want, as this map has 6 gold mines, they can develop some kind of gold production, maybe just a little bit later. I'm not sure that it is nice decision, nice vector, but it's possible here.
Yeah, it's. Let me see. Where is W33? I got lost again. Okay, here. We could try. W33 can try. I doubt any of the other players will want to.
Well, Mikus is in the same position.
Yeah, but I never saw him play Town Hall, so I just assume that the other players will not try, because I never saw all of them except for W33 with this strategy.
Well, actually, that's a tournament, and probably they were hiding some aces in their sleeves, and
Yeah, like Regis did that thing, for example. Out of nowhere, he just made a Town Hall in his previous game, right? It was a big surprise.
I actually don't recall right now, but okay, we'll believe you in that. I mean that for now it's kind of obvious. I think that on such maps, the preferable strategy really like relies on your initial conditions, and if the conditions are friendly for strategy, something like Town Hall strategy, you should use it, and
Yeah.
it will be definitely by far better. And I suppose that actually building it's kind of easier than building default, especially in such conditions when well, conditions are not friendly for default here. For example, you need some to go, for example, to the top to get some free space for farms and so on, and that's probably not the best option.
Yeah, but here they can just. I mean, W33 and Mickey can decide whatever they want, I think. And Sokol and Mithrellas probably should stick with normal strategy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking actually, and I think they will. Oops.
Okay.
I'm just checking some numbers, but probably it's just a little too early to do that. I mean, houses, citizens, and so on. So maybe later. But now everything is like according to plan. I cannot like for sure say that, for example, W53 or someone else will follow some exact strategy, because one farm actually doesn't say anything. What do you think about this farm position of Brzęczyszczykiewicz?
That's weird. Makes some sense, I guess.
He will probably move his adjacent farm, or adjacent to the top farm, like a little bit higher. But it's still like confusing decision a little bit, but we'll see. So he's going to reach iron, and that's quite early, I must say. That gives me some thoughts.
He realized it's quite far, so he wants to take it.
And
but he cancelled that.
Yeah.
I think he realized that he's building too much at the moment. And
Yeah.
he doesn't have wood, lol.
He has to build 3 buildings right now, so he will probably continue building that road a little bit later, after he finishes.
Looks like his second sawmill was 20 seconds late.
By the way, he's out of timbers right now.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of unusual, while 33 has 8 working. Kind of a lot of farms is going to be built by 33 here. Even in a row, and you probably know I don't really like that decision, building them in a row without any gaps.
Yeah, but you can see both Mickey and w33 just want to make farms on the left and probably some woodcutters and forget about that area of their city, and probably move most of their buildings to the north.
Yeah, seems like that. And that position of inn, which is planned by 33 here.
It's worrying.
I mean, this will be closer to the top. So while it can cause some issues with initial bringing food there, but after that citizens will spend less time to reach it.
Yeah, I mean, w33 is much better player than me, so I will not question his choices at all, but I was just wondering if his in placement is not going to give him a traffic jam or something. But I think he can just work around with having enough roads around it. Maybe it will be fine.
Yeah, it should be so.
There won't be much stuff happening at the bottom anyway. Maybe the stonemasons will generate a lot of movement only, but yeah, I mean, maybe it will be fine, yeah.
They can also do it like to the left of his inn, so not such a huge problem, I suppose.
Yep.
Anything as usual for Mithrellas here, I suppose. Some nice woodcutters. 2 independent farms, going to build an inn.
Sorry, whose base? Which base are you looking at?
Sorry, I mean Mithrellas.
Okay.
So now I chose the... Sorry, I need to drink something. We'll be right back. I focused on Sokol's sound.
Okay. Looking at Sokol's and Mithrellas' towns, one thing I noticed right away is how Mithrellas' base is already somewhat compact. Sokol's has very long roads out shortcuts for now. This might become a problem soon, unless he has enough serfs to work with this.
So yeah, now I'm here and I'm fine.
Okay, take a look at Sokol and Mithrellas and see how Mithrellas' base. It just looks nicely already. It's small, compact. It has second road.
Yeah, double roads here for some traffic decisions. But actually, I just returned and I see Sokol's plan to build probably 3 gold mines here. That can
Oh,
convince
indeed.
me in, you know, some
Hmm.
his trials to make a town hall or something. Though
Interesting.
it's not. I'm not 100% sure, as he hasn't made the last road to the third. Oh man, 33 timbers on his storehouse right now.
Oh.
Compared to only 7 by on Mithrellas, while they have almost equal, well, not equal, like it's only 2 buildings difference between them.
Yeah, and you can see this in production graphs. There's a huge difference between Sokol and other players. He had really nice production up until this point.
Yeah, but that is probably because he actually cut all those trees.
Mhm.
Like if you see on the tree trunks graph, now it's like
Yep.
in a flat position.
Yeah, but I think he also was planting, and in a couple minutes he might be fine.
Anyway, his stock of 36 timber should be enough to build like 9 buildings, so
Yeah.
more than enough. No, Sokol and Breches will keep his default strategy, I suppose, as I'm looking on at all those farms,
Mhm.
so it's probably will be like that. And
Yeah.
well, okay, it's the same for w33 here. 2 swine farms are going to be built. So it seems like they decided not to choose that one. I mean, iron plus gold strategy here for some reason.
Yeah. Interesting to see W33 builds big farms on the left. I kinda expected to put more buildings on the right.
On the right, but he actually doesn't have enough space on to the right.
I mean, he could like make the pig farms here and iron production here, and it would be fine. And all his buildings would be in one spot. That would be the advantage.
That's
But yeah.
yeah. That, I want to say that it's also about delivery distances. You would prefer to build your swine farms near just ordinary farms, as you need to deliver there for corn to make a one swine like in average, and actually it can be longer. And when you, for example, produce like a pig and a skin, you can deliver just skin from this point somewhere to the top,
Exactly.
and that would be more
Yeah.
efficient.
Yeah, so it makes sense to make pig farms on stables near the farms, and the rest can go to the right side if
Yeah.
needed.
The best solution is to move the tannery, as you need to deliver only one stuff, and after tannery there are 2 objects. I mean, 2 leather per one skin. So nothing unusual, I suppose, right now. Some nice farms, gonna be even more. Like I like Mithrellas city plan here. It's kinda straight and nice overall.
It already looks like a proper base with a pre-built.
Yeah, but it's kinda difficult to make an actual pre-build for such maps. But this one is definitely looks like a pre-build.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I cannot say the same for Sokol here. It's, well, not bad, but yeah, something seems off. I don't know.
I mean, at least he made the extra roads, and now it looks way better than it used to in the first minutes of the game.
3 roads, I must say.
Yeah, that's cool.
Probably the only choke point is this right now, as the some stone and timber tree trunks delivery, and the only road which connects those parts.
Yeah, I would say this should become a problem soon, but right now it doesn't look terrible. He still has a few minutes to fix this.
I'm going to agree with that. On that. I'm quite surprised that this Mikus woodcutter is not going to cut fell only mode. To cut all of those too.
Yeah. I think he just wants to make a few more buildings on the left, and then this woodcutter can hunt as much as it wants. He will probably put further on the right.
Nah, still a lot of questions. Probably, well, according to those three trees on the top, I mean near the inn, he probably just forgot to do that once again.
Ah, this one, yeah.
As you can see, the woodcutter, he planted 3 trees and despite that was demolished.
Yeah, I thought we were talking on the one on the far left of the city.
Yep.
Never mind, yeah.
Yeah, I mean this one as well. I mean near farm and White Farm. That's probably, if I were him, I would probably cut all of those there and continue building there, but it's he and his town, so it's up to him.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to try making your base on the left side in Mickey's and w33's case as well. But it wouldn't make much sense because the resources are on the right.
Probably that,
yeah.
that was because of stone delivery. I mean, it's faster to make it to the left as quarries are really near compared to some kind of top building schemes. But actually, those top farms of 33 is, I mean, kinda unusual. Just look at those 3.
Oh, that's weird. But
Probably for
yeah,
stables and meal.
maybe. But he probably realized that he has a lot of space on the right. This is quite remote from the core of his base at the moment. I mean, he could try to put them here, for example, if he really wanted.
I assume that it can be really for like a stables and a meal, like 2 for stables, 1 for meal there, to make delivery more more easy and faster. But
yeah.
difficult to judge for sure. And speaking of default, I mean Mithrellas right now is looking like dominating on this map. For some reason, kind of lower amount of buildings, but the difference is not that big. I don't even know which buildings. Probably some coal mines are required for him. Yeah.
Funny, because he has the worst wood production somehow. I mean, worst trunks production.
Yep.
Worst gold.
Timbers is not better by far. So, yeah, I agree. And actually, like 0 timber stored, empty sawmills, doesn't look promising. And I wanted to say that he's almost finished his 5 gold consumer, I mean iron smithy, while having only 4 coal mines at the moment.
And what's funny is that along with Mickey, he has best coal production out of all 4 players.
It was probably about timings, as he probably built those 4 quite early, but now the stock will go off like in 2 minutes probably. But
yeah. I have a feeling that his timings were really good. And it will also mean, for example, even if for like 1 minute it looked like his sawmills might be empty for a while, look what's happening. He has a lot of woodcutters, and you can already see tree trunks in some of them. So it's now it looks like everything will be just fine in his base.
Almost, I suppose. Yeah, it's kind of nice to see those trunks coming to sawmills right in time, so they are working right now. And actually, I almost don't see any like delays for his building. Like probably some remote, like those coal mines on the bottom. They still require some timbers, but barracks will be in time. Swine farm is ready. Ordinary farm, both of them will be ready as well soon. Actually, 9 farms for w33 right now with but some fields are required for the top ones. Predictions are the same. I mean, the gamble is closed right now, but
At the moment, oh, I don't really know, to be honest.
what exactly?
Whatever. I mean, if you were asking about my predictions,
Yeah, I was talking
well,
about predictions on my channel. I mean, it's for
Which?
with stones. That thing, it's closed right now.
Yeah. Right, but
It's no possibility to make a bet right now. But, like favorite here, there is still SoundCloud, but those bets were made like really early before the start of the game. So. And as all players here playing default, I actually really stuck to say who's better. For now, probably no one. Well, probably Mithrellas, but in terms of warfare produced.
yeah, that's one interesting statistic. You can also see, like so far, it mostly looks to me like most of there are two pairs of players playing on similar locations, and there's not much interesting stuff happening here. Oh, I can see on con graph right now. Sokol is a bit worse than all the others, for example.
That's really small. It's like 5 or something. It's can be like
Yeah.
random stuff, some kind.
It can improve in the future.
I want to mention the iron ore graph by W33, as probably for now it's not that important to make the biggest amount of weapons produced, but as you can process all of those primary resources later, and iron ore is just a key and primary resource for iron weapons and armor.
Yeah, but you can also see Mickey has exactly the same amount on the graphs. So they should both be fine, I guess.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's black. I haven't noticed that, so yeah. Sorry. So yeah, they're equal.
It's funny, by the way, that they both have worse iron production, but way better iron ore production than Mithrellas and Sokol at the moment. But they're getting there.
Yeah, they're just storing it, I suppose, and they don't rush with producing armors and shields.
Exactly. It's not always. Actually, it's sometimes it's like it's a kind of stupid way of thinking if you try to have something as early as possible, but you ignore the fact that making a good economy sometimes takes time. So if you take a look at 30th minute, for example, and you see that somebody leads in the graphs, it's still possible in 10 minutes he will be much worse because he started doing something too early, right?
That's even possible on something for 60 minutes, I suppose. For example, I can remember some, old replays of coaches who had like 210 weapons on Golden Cliffs by PT end with something like four working farms, and then he just died in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, as I told, w33 is going to build stables near those farms, and probably Mill will. Yeah, and Mill is coming along with it, so as was predicted. Had a nice delivery. I like it. Sometimes map conditions are so difficult that you have to build your farms just pair by pair, and that's still efficient the way. Probably single farm is not effective as it like sues the fields not only for yourself. They also want to do it for their like adjacent farm to do that as they are possible to plant something like 25 or more even seeds, but they are able to work with efficiently only with the 16. So it's always better to add him a happy little neighbor.
Yeah,
That's not necessary to add the third and so on. It's up to
yeah,
players.
it's like if you have a couple pairs of farms, it will work well, just like you said.
And this looks like such case. And his overall amount is 8, which makes him a leader in terms of farms built. And in corn as well. Number.
It's like w33 is also the only player with stables so far. Oh, Mithrellas also has one.
He has one.
Built it, I think.
He also has 2 armory workshops right now, and he's the only player who has it right now. But as I said, sometimes you can postpone the building of tannery and armory workshops in favor of to build, for example, more farms or something like that.
Yeah.
But it just you have not to be too greedy, just not to be punished by some kind of town hall strategy, for example. And that was a scenario for SoundCloud in their previous game. As in their full power, I think that they would defend themselves easily against that town hall attack, but they miscalculated in some ways recruits or iron weapons or both, and because of that they didn't have enough to defend themselves and they lost the previous game, as probably the numbers of Don Tok and Botso was not that high as they probably wanted to see. I mean, just to be completely sure that they will win that game just right after peacetime ends. As I said, Free is building his tannery at the top, while his swine farms are at the bottom. So, and some armory workshops will also be on top. what about Mickey? I mean, he decided to build all of his farms on the bottom, and probably this is not the stables you really wanted to build, as there is no space for a adjacent farm. Well,
Yeah. That's kind of weird. He can try to put it on the left, I guess.
yeah, but to the left he has like space for two buildings with
yeah.
free build, free width, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and only one farm, which is not that good. But actually, he's going to build a mill to the right, so I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could put like two farms like here or something like this, and one here, maybe.
Yeah, that's possible. Why not?
Just make a woodcutter and forget about it.
That's also an option. I see it graphs and see that Sokol, who is Chikevich here, is a little bit behind. Probably because of lack of space for his woodcutters. He has 7, which is not that bad, but they are like kinda not that pleasant position, especially you see that's kind of strange rally point. I mean, not rally point exactly, but moving
yeah,
of
I
his
see.
zone. And the same I see here, and well, it's working as to the top of that place. There is an edge of the map, so there is no place, but it still seems a little bit peculiar. Let us say so.
I think he kind of tried to give every woodcutter a little piece of space, but the problem is he doesn't have that space here. Although these two woodcutters will start working better once stone is cut, I guess. It's still kinda crap.
Yeah, the decision is just to add more somewhere.
Yeah. One completely useless thing that I saw in statistics, I will still mention it here, is that he has both worst stone and wood production on the graphs.
And building constructed stats as well.
And yeah, that's kind of what I expected here. Yeah.
One goes from another.
But still, right now his base is somewhat compact, and I think we should wait and see if he can still produce something nice. But as you mentioned, wood might be a little problem right now.
Yeah, but the compact base is not a good just itself. For example, it's not it's not only stones and timbers, but corn. Okay, in terms of gold ore and gold, and this is like a kind of huge gap between him and the rest of the players. Only iron is not that bad for him, but he is the third. So something is really wrong here for him. I mean, he doesn't have any gold stock, so he has the third gold mine, but no miner here. So he also craves the third metallurgist right now, as he has only 15 recruits, and that's not enough for sure. And as he doesn't have any stock, so he must build the third right now, unless he wants to get in trouble.
Yeah, I think he will probably manage to have enough bows for his leather jackets, but he definitely had to slow down building, making new buildings right now due to wood shortage.
Looking at those pigs on swine farms, I probably believe that he is the top by that parameter, but actually he's the last.
Lol.
So
yeah, I mean, in theory, he's the worst player in this game. In theory, of course.
he removed. Yeah. Go on. I just mentioned that he removed his storehouse with some resources on them, but just for the second butcher. So yeah, of course, go on.
Yeah. So I mean, it's somewhat expected he might be worse than Mithrellas, for example. But I think it all depends on the game they're having, because up until right now, Sokol kinda surprised me. He's in really good shape for this tournament, and Mithrellas had his own amount of screw-ups in some games. In some he was, I think in, I don't remember exactly how Mithrellas looked like in this tournament. I think the first game he screwed up, remember correctly? The one where Napek screwed up even more?
Well, let me check. So the first game, SoundCloud, yeah, that was against Snapik and Vieto, and there just w33 could finish this game solo, I suppose. And that was also on Mirage, and he just played the Iron plus Gold, and that's why I actually expected to see something like that here. But yeah, the second game was against Orcs. I don't think that he was somehow bad in any of their games. I mean, in all three. But Mithrellas just playing like Mithrellas, like always. He's kinda more than decent player of default strategies.
Yeah.
Lacking for swords once again. I mean, 14 swords for him to produce.
I mean, I don't know why I had a feeling that Mithrellas had some bad game then, because, as you said, he's one of the top guys for sure. And I saw a few nice games from him recently, outside of tournament, even, so...
There was just some mistakes, for example, with the swords, as I mentioned, and he's experiencing that right now.
Yeah.
But overall, he's just more than decent. And quite stable.
Yeah, but I guess swords are manageable. Yes, still 6 minutes, and he already has a lot of pikes, so his production is fine. It's just that he needs a couple more swords.
Kinda interesting thing I want to mention, Mithrellas has the least amount of iron. I mean bars, not ore and not armor. And looking at that, I see a lot of coal in his smithies, like weapon and armor, and no coal in iron smithies. That's why it's not enough iron. That's why armor smithies are staying. I mean, it's enough in the top of his iron smithies, but only now it's quite an acceptable amount in his second and the third.
Maybe it's just random. I think maybe you just looked at the wrong moment.
Yeah, I just noticed that 2 minutes ago that his weapon smithies are staying without resources.
Yeah.
And even now the amount of resources there are not that big. And still a 14 swords gap, which is kinda unpleasant. Well,
looking at stats of ore and iron, I can say that there should have been some kind of issue, because he has had somewhat bad, but not that bad, iron ore graph. But when you look at iron bars, then that's bad.
yeah, that was some kind of mistake. And now I don't get why Sokol's graph is declining. I mean, iron ore. His iron smithies are full of coal and no iron ore. Probably some kind of food issues, as I see a miner who is close to be dead moving to the inn in search of some justice in this world. Actually, Mikus has some X-bows, kinda surprising. Like 15, and gonna be more. Like 20.
Interesting. Maybe the time to check the armies. There's still 4 minutes.
Kind of surprising to see w33 having the least amount of leather jackets, but still free skins on his storehouse. So it's just probably some traffic issues, or?
I mean, it's somewhat minor, right? It's only 3 jackets. He'll probably work through them in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah,
They take them out.
Of course, of course.
It looks like all players have mostly similar amount of leather skins produced. Let me see the graph actually. Yeah, Sokol a bit worse, but it's all
Nah,
right.
not that many. Only timbers for Sokol are really not in a good position, but let me check his barracks. Well, 10 wooden weapons are off, so maybe probably some lances. Once again, I want to mention that these players have some really extreme amount of ranged units. Probably they could have more infantry, and actually I've seen Mikus having usually more, but here he decided to switch into X-bows, and that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I mean he has bows, X-bows, swordmen, and X-men, so it's a bit of everything.
And no anti-cavalry units at all.
Did somebody say town hall?
No, anti-cavalry, like pikes and lances.
Thunder on chat. Thunder mentions there's a town hall. Somewhere.
Town hall? Where's town hall?
Yeah.
Mikus and Mithrellas are building one. Actually, I don't really like that decision, but Mithrellas is doing what I said in the beginning of this game. He's trying to evolve with some kind of gold production, probably, as he's building 5 gold mines here. Feels making town hall, that's new for sure.
Well, as I kind of feel like the town hall specialist out there, if you will allow me to say so. I could tell you that there are a few possible ways to use town hall in this game. And what Mithrellas and probably Mickey, because I didn't have much time to check him out, what they are probably doing is what I call the Thunder way. So basically, you
Rebels?
make the not exactly. Basically, you make the town hall somewhere near peacetime, and you pray to the god that you will have enough gold to make it worth it. But in Mithrellas' case, I think he had how many? Did you notice how many gold smelters did he have right now?
4 metallurgists and 5 gold mines.
Okay, so it might be fine.
Fifth one is brand new, so nothing from there by now.
Okay, so do we have any predictions? From what I noticed, leather armies were mostly the same. Same for the horse numbers, every player. And regarding iron, I think w33 had a bit more, but other players had something similar.
Everything is pretty close, I must say. Probably probably one players per team has some little lack of recruits by now, so I think we will see some action after 10 minutes, and the battle will actually decide who will be victorious. And I also want to check the food graph, and that can help us in judging of perspectives.
Yeah. But one thing I'd like to point out is that even if Sokol and Mickey so far showed really nice games and they're somewhat a black horse of this tournament, I still didn't think they could put up a fight against w33 and Mithrellas have a somewhat similar amount of army. This is interesting.
I cannot agree with you as in judging that Mikus and Sokol are. I mean, Grzegorz Bręczyszczykewicz is the dark horse of this tournament because actually Mikus always was a really good player, and actually I admire his play style, and I just kind of copied that one for my own.
Just to be clear, I believe that I always believe that Mickey is one of the best players out there. He didn't play a lot. He mostly plays in the tournaments only. But I just didn't expect Sokol to be on such a high level to be able to be on the same level together with Mickey as w33 and Mithrellas. Let's not forget that these two guys almost won most of the tournaments out there. They were mostly in the finals, at least. They won one tournament in the last couple of years. So I just didn't think that Mickey and Sokol are material for maybe trying to win the tournament, you know?
Oh, that's possible. I just wanted to mention that actually Sokol is a bronze prize, has bronze prize of RandTour, along with Botso in 2 years ago. He was his team was
Really?
the third, yeah.
Oh, I
Right
completely
after
forgot
SoundCloud
that.
and Motherland, he was the
I
third.
completely forgot. Yeah, if that's true, I completely forgot that. Sorry.
Yeah, some kind of lack of wooden weapons for Brzechish here, so yeah. Yeah. That's not that difficult as the settlement, like Chonshchishiwoshice or something like that. That is completely tongue-breaking.
Let me try. Chrząszcz Czyżeworzyce, powiat Łękołody.
Yeah, like this, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So let me just check. Kinda lack of leather jackets and records for W33 here, but not that. Like 10 is not a huge problem. Some kind of lack of recruits for Mithrellas, but it's not lack of recruits, it's just an enormous amount of leather jackets. And swords, yeah. Swords is kinda painful, I must say, because you want to have it all. And he managed to shorten the gap for only 5 or 6. So it also will require him like 10 minutes to cover it completely.
You're talking about Sokol, yeah.
I was talking about Mithrellas.
Ah, okay.
Sokol, it's
He could
kind
make
of
them right now.
3 swords is not a big deal.
Yeah, Mithrellas needs 5 swords right now, so it's also not that bad, I guess.
In barracks, 7. Probably some are on their way.
Okay, I'm looking at the top.
Yeah, it's kind of
right
wise
button,
decision,
yeah.
by the way. Here's the third duel, which will be interrupted completely in completely dishonest way with backstabbing. I don't expect some fast movements here, as every player must reveal their army. Not reveal, I mean release. Yeah. And reveal some area. I don't see any scouts, what a shame. I really believe that.
Wanted to see the unit of.
Yeah, you know, it's a unit of shit. Yeah, I mean that in 6-7-20, like completely. No way. But in beta, I think it's a good idea to make 1 or 2 just for more comfortable revealing the area. You cannot okay, you can pay less attention to revealing as like it's almost 2 times more efficient to do that. And actually, you can also not waste your iron set. And send him to the city, for example, to make even some more deep information, and you will not lose the iron set, which is kind of valuable itself anyway.
Yeah, but still, at the same time, all you need to do if you don't want to make complicated horses is build a town hall and make a vagabond.
Yeah, but his vision still is a little bit lower, you know, the same as for other units.
Yeah, of course. I'm the town hall guy, so that's my solution, right?
Well, I see town hall, but I don't see any town hall units by now on the battlefield. I mean, with graph army instantions. So
See
no
the
such
gold.
thing.
Gold graph only Mithrellas somewhat looks like he could try have a nice gold soon.
That's because of his 4 metallurgists and 5 gold mine, and 5th is actually full and doing nothing. Sorry for ping. So they're going to make some stuff here, and Grzegorz Brzezinskiewicz team are moving forward, but they just don't see enough to stop and probably think about their actions.
It's funny because maybe you didn't notice because we were looking at the base at the same time, but was a moment where Sokol almost lost his horses to w33, but he went back in time.
Yeah, I missed that moment, as in Lost I see only one bowman for w33. He somehow backstabbed them, and then his only horse is trying to flee. Probably if he will run to his base directly, he will succeed in that thing. Oh, this is kinda dangerous.
Yeah, almost.
No balls for Mithrellas here, but actually that was kinda... well, okay, it's still doubtful, as like axe fighters are quite far from that point. But for now, it's for sure a bad idea. If you didn't do it 1 second ago, I mean 15, maybe 20, it's no use in doing that right now. Surprise factor is lost here.
Plus, they had a sandwich-like situation for a moment, and now they will be inside the sandwich if they advance.
That meat. Some shootout. Oh, they will.
Oh no!
What's going on? Everything is kinda okay.
Catching.
Well, kinda nice catch, I suppose, by w33. I mean, and,
yeah. Exactly.
So his horsing will just move to another flank, so those spikes will stay without any deal. He managed to divide them, but he still continue pressuring and that is kind of a mistake, because he will just send his horses, for example, here. Here is some kind of a hole, so Grzegorz Brzezinskiewicz team is suffering here. Yeah, a lot of militia of Mikus is here. It's, I mean, melees.
Out of play. Yeah.
Completely, while infantry of Mithrellas is reached the bowman and killing them.
This
is kinda nice. Once again, I see how horses don't give a fuck about about any anti-cavalry units of players. They just find the better position and killing everything. I think it's good game for Grzegorz Brzezinskiewicz team. Like completely, no way. All of those bows are dead. So
yeah, I had my doubts when I saw Sokol's movement at the start of the fight, and yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah.
And actually, if we see at the graph, I mean, I want to see the army power. Okay, it's kind of difficult to tell it right now, but actually the difference is kind of low, both in terms of army power and all soldiers. But actually, I need to see some replays to see why it turns out so catastrophic for them.
You can use, by the way, you can click the chart type, the second option, since the beginning. It shows it in a better way.
Total equipped, yeah, it's kind of... oh no. Well,
different translation.
For the first, it's better, I suppose, for the first fight, because further on it's kind of useless, as total equipped is not that enough. Yeah, but well, actually, probably we should tell Ray that it's no use in knowing the instantion. Okay, it's possible to have some initial army, so okay, never mind. But it's kind of difficult to say anything about the game, because if they had managed to save the bows, the game would have been like easier for them by far. But now they have no bows here, so and some recruit issues for Chikevich here. So
This looks really bad.
Mikus actually played as usual. He made a lot of X fighters as his reinforcements, but now without bows. I'm afraid they will die really soon. 4 scouts, by the way.
Grab. Here, yeah.
For
Okay.
przecież. Here comes the second fight.
He's trying for fun, and this is a problem because he can't kill this.
And Bush is ruining actually, and this is a known beta bug about the objects and diagonal fight, but it's GG, I suppose.
Yeah,
So
it is.
Grzegorz Bysieszczykiewicz will score. Nah. Actually, like the final and winning card from his sleeve, from Mithrellas, 10 Vagabonds are coming to show the power and strength of Town Hall, but... So it was quite quick and painful.
I expected something more after I saw the armies were quite similar at peacetime.
Yeah, but like after fight the graphs are like it was a like pique for for the Grzegorz Przecieżczykiewicz here. Let me check the replay as I have no idea why everything turned out so bad for them. Because for sure I've seen that Sokol's pikes were out of position and Mikus infantry as well, but probably something else was wrong as well. Let's wait. Actually, I just remember that you told that Mikus is kind of decent player, but you weren't sure in Sokol. I can mention only one player who usually plays the RandTours, and they like not that lucky with the. At least he was not that lucky with teammates. That's General Star, because in previous tournament he was playing with Zoltan. And that's probably not the best option for him, and they kind of lost kind of really fast. And but here I think Regis is more suitable for him.
Yeah, General Star and Regis, this is a pretty interesting combo, and I can't wait to see what will happen with them in the tournament.
So just let me check. Instantions, army.
I think w33 just had more, right?
Classic raided me. Yeah. He probably decided that there is nothing interesting to watch. Well, he is more probably for 10 units or something like that, but let me check the reinforce. Yeah, because Sokol actually was kinda late with it's for like 15 units, so yeah, it's like for 20 units behind. While actually
they were close to W33's base, so it was very easy for him to get all the troops on time.
10 of them were already on their march, so
they probably waited for some reinforcements. I didn't notice actually.
He just have one pack more infantry. Here we can see only what's that, 15 swords and 10 X-fighters, while here we see 45 combined. It's like twice a lead. And instead of this, he has 10 pikes, but here you can actually see 6 lances Horses are probably almost equal. I see only okay, not 5, it's 10, so also lead for w33 here. But actually, yeah, I just know it because I played a really big amount of fighting maps, and if you want to make some anti-cavalry units, you must split them into 2 parts, just to have one on the one flank and one to the other, because it's so easy for cavalry to change their position that having only one pack, you will never catch them, just never if your opponent is not stupid. And w33 is for sure not that one.
Right. But how does it look regarding Mithrellas and Mickey? Was Mickey able to stand something to help Sokol? He have more than Mithrellas? Not really.
Are you watching the stream right now? I can probably...
I am, but I have like probably 7 seconds later.
So I can
see what you see.
show you...
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
I showed the Discord, so you can use it. So, well, for now I see that, well, shooters are in position. Probably Xbox a little far, but actually his position allows him to go between the rows, for example, like 2 tiles closer, so it's not a problem. But for both of them, their infantries were set for the bottom. And they both had to move to the top because of that action. And what can we see here? So...
I think with a bit better communication, Mickey could send something to Sokol at some point. Even if they had somewhat similar numbers.
Literally, he can send only Xbox, and that is not what Sokol was craving.
Yeah.
And actually, he did it. He did it, kinda.
Mithrellas had his melee blocked a bit. If Mickey caught him in a good spot, he could just block him from joining here, but he didn't do that.
Probably there was a call by Sokol that, oh my goodness, I am attacked, I'm in danger, so he actually moved to the top instead of moving by his own. And here it's kinda... I mean, equal situation here, I must say. It's not like, oh, both of them were stuck, but actually here, because of this mountain, I call this place like free boobs here, but it's kind of like that. So he is stuck to one of this, so they are just staying here without any deal, while Mithrellas has some numbers higher, and here they have some space to actually do something. And here is kind of ambush, but it was not required, as here is just something censored is going here. And actually no chances just to flee with those bows from 5 knights, no chances to do anything. Conclusion: never use your anti-cavalry units as not intended, like to their destination.
Not that it would help much Sokol here.
Guys,
little.
Wait. I just see on those 15 units, guys, aren't we late or something? Those actually 1-8 pikes could do so big job, but...
Yeah.
Oh. Not right tab. So, actually, I think that's all here.
Yeah.
That tells us everything. Better fights, they just... and actually more information, because actually the Jagger team decided to move forward without information, while their opponent saw everything. Like literally everything.
Yeah, they were clever enough to fight in front of their own bases.
Yeah, but reinforcements was not that was not a key element for them here, as they already had everything they needed. Unlike Sokol and his 15 units. So yeah, that's it. So.
Yep. Thanks for having me today here, Wovec.
Yeah, thank you as well. So what about the current situation? So SoundCloud has a statistic 3-1, and they qualify to the next stage anyway. And Lucek's game is 2-2, and their decisive game will be in the next round. Like that. So as
I,
for
I, ch- yeah. Yeah, I was just checking the table quickly. As like you said, can't say much about what happens next because with 2 wins only, they can advance and they can lose. It's
usually
open
almost
matter.
every team with 3 wins will be qualified, but
Yeah.
if their buchholz is bad, but they will probably not. But the thing is, for bad buchholz, you need, for example, to lose first 2 games and then come back. In this case, you will probably be in trouble. But it's kind of random as well here. But I think it's still possible for them to qualify. As for upcoming games, guys, today will be 2, like 5:30 sets for one and 6 set. The other will split somehow to stream them all because they will like almost at the same time. So
Yeah.
yeah, probably guys, see you tomorrow.
Thanks. See you.